Now, another thing for you that I just found very interesting and very wild was that, in regards to redistricting, we know the governor called a special legislative session to do this, and we saw a couple of variations of maps and things of that nature. And, just an average voter, you're not really paying attention to what this means or how they're drawing the lines and how they can get someone out. They actually drew you out of your district.
That's right. That's right.
How did that feel for you to realize that you're out of your district?
Well, if anything, it told me that my opponent knows I'm a real threat. You don't come for someone who you're not fearful of. So to me, it let me know that my campaign, all the folks that have come around me told me that they will support me, that we're doing what we need to do to win this race.
And seeing that, the first thing in your mind, what made you say, well, no, I'm gonna move back into this district, and not allow you to keep me over here to say, oh well, that's how the map was drawn. I'm done.
To me, it was honestly infuriating because my opponent hasn't shown up in 18, 24 months.
Wow.
And when you finally do show up, it's not for, COVID. We're still in an international pandemic.
Right.
It's not for the vote on the budget. It's not for increasing education funding that we need. It's not for Medicaid expansion. It's to draw me out.
Wow.
That to me just highlights how unacceptable the representation has been in District 38 for a number of years.
And in regards to you personally, I'm looking at you now, you're a black woman, of course, but in general, with black women in politics, there's always this thing of everything being on us to make things happen. Do you feel that? Do you feel any kind of responsibility or I don't think it's accountability because you would have to take the responsibility on, but do you feel heavy about something like that, or is it just, I know that this is what I need to do?
I think it can be a both and. You and I are stepping into a history and a heritage, and I do think that we have a responsibility to those who came before us to keep moving when they're tired. Yeah. They're retired. Yes. They have a right to be able to stay home if that's what they want to do, and know that the work still is getting done. Right. So I do feel the weight of that, but I also feel the honor of that level of trust and that passing off of the baton.
That's amazing. Now, if there was something that you would want to tell the audience about you to kind of make them understand who you are as a person, more relatable, next door girl type deal, what would you share?
Listen, I would just say I'm a regular person. We put these people in politics up on some sort of other. They're in some smoke-filled room coming up with these grand plans and all this kind of stuff. But when politics is done well, it's done by people like you, people like me, people who have jobs and have families and are connected to their communities. I watch trash reality TV just like everybody else does, you know what I mean? So I'm a regular person who feels like I have the particular skills that could help make our district better. That's me, you know?
Right. And what's one of the main issues that you feel like you need to kind of right or wrong, basically, in your district?
Education. Fully funding education in our state. It's interesting to me because if you talk to anyone who's a legislator, it's not a secret. It's not something that runs on partisan lines. Everyone is like, oh yeah, we haven't fully funded education. Right. And that's where it ends. That's where the conversation ends. We need to provide teachers and students the resources they need to thrive, and how that affects things like crime rates, poverty rates, affordable housing. All of those things are connected. I was speaking to a sheriff, and sheriffs are the folks that are in charge of our jails. Right. And they were saying that they were trying to come up with a 10-year plan on how many beds they need. 10 years from now.
Oh, Jesus.
And in order to do that, they looked at third grade reading levels.
Yeah.
That's it. Third grade reading levels, if it increases by this percentage, that's the number of beds I'm going to need extra. There's a direct line, a direct connection. We need to focus on educating our youth.
Well, thank you for being here and educating us on you as
Thank
a candidate, as a person, and just encouraging us to get out and vote this coming election. And
Absolutely.
if anyone needs to find you to support you in this campaign, can you tell them where to find you?
Sure. You can find me online, Bray for GA Senate. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, online, brayforgasenate.com.
Well, that's great. Brand recognition. It's just plain and simple. That's where you can find me.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for coming
Thank
in
you.
today. We really appreciate you, and good luck with your campaign.
Thank you so much.